What's up, everybody? It's your boy JP, back with another video, and today I got the Nubia watch. And man, let's get right into the obvious main feature of this smartwatch. That curved OLED panel. Check that out. If that's not the sweetest thing ever, let's see if I can focus better on it. There, ooh, man, check that out. That thing is sick. And this is the green color too. You can probably see the green better with the screen off. It's a flexible screen too. It moves with your wrist. I mean, it's sweet, man. It's let's see if I can get it back on here. Go into the, check that out. And see, and the touch works everywhere. See, I can hit it all the way from down there. See? Excuse the fingerprints. Trying to get a better focus on this thing, but wanted to kind of give y'all a rundown of all of the apps there. But I mean, everything, the entire screen is you can touch, even around the curves. A lot of people always ask that, and and like I said, it's flexible. I mean, it runs Nubia's Nubia Wear app. Let y'all take a look at all that there, back of it here. Let that focus in here. It's different from the previous generation. They've toned it down a lot. If you look on my channel, I think I actually have a video of the curved OLED smartwatch that Nubia released last year. Trying to think of the name of it. I can't remember the name, but it's on my channel. But this is the successor. It has a much more simpler name. That's probably why I can't remember the previous generation's name, because it wasn't as simple as this. This is just called the Nubia watch. And that's what it was, the Nubia Alpha. The Nubia Alpha. And that was this watch's predecessor, if you want to call it that. Their specs are actually the same. They're both a 4.1 inch plastic OLED, flexible OLED, foldable OLED, whatever you want to call it. They both run the Qualcomm Snapdragon Wear 2100 chipset, which I went over extensively in that video, and I'll briefly touch on that here. This one actually has more RAM, though. That one had 512 megabytes of RAM. This one has a gigabyte of RAM. So this does have more RAM, and I can tell the difference because the Alpha had a lot of hiccups. This, I actually haven't seen any hiccups, and I've used it for almost 2 weeks. And honestly, I can't even. I mean, a part of me would have said, they should have at least used the Snapdragon Wear 3100 chipset now that the 4100 is out. And I do have experience with the 4100 because a month ago I did a video on the TicWatch Pro 3, which was the first smartwatch with the Android Wear 4100 chipset. But that gigabyte, that extra half a gig that the Nubia watch features over the Alpha, seemed to have really gotten rid of all of the stuttering that I remember the Alpha having. And I actually really enjoyed the Alpha. I just didn't enjoy how bulky it was. The stuttering wasn't something it did often. But I can definitely tell that the extra half a gig here helps. And I can also tell that Nubia has further optimized the system. As I said in the video to the Alpha last year, to my knowledge, it was the only known non-Wear OS smartwatch that rocked a Snapdragon Wear processor. I've only seen Snapdragon Wear processors in Android Wear OS smartwatches. I kind of said that wrong. Let me repeat that. I've only seen the Snapdragon Wear processors in Google's Android Wear OS smartwatches, powered by the Wear OS. Is what I'm trying to say. I haven't, the Alpha last year was the first and only non-Wear OS powered smartwatch that I've seen with the Snapdragon Wear processor, no matter which one it is, whether it's the 2100, the 4100, the 3100, whatever. And fast forward a year later, the Nubia watch is the second only smartwatch that I have seen that doesn't actually run Wear OS, but has a Snapdragon Wear processor. And it comes from the same people who made the first one from last year, Nubia, or ZTE, whatever you want to call them. And their watches always seem to coincide with at least in the U.S. anyways, they always seem to coincide with the release of a Red Magic gaming phone. This actually came out almost a year and a half after the Alpha, because the Alpha came out when the Red Magic 3 came out earlier last year. Not the 3S, but the Red Magic 3. Whereas this year, the Nubia watch came out with the Red Magic 5S. Not the 5G, but the 5S. And, I got videos on all of those. But yeah, I don't know if that has any kind of significance. But, ordering this phone, it does ship from overseas in Hong Kong, but you get it right away. Nubia's shipping is always fast. It's even faster with the phones, actually. I've noticed that. But, you got your charger there. It is micro USB. I would have really liked to have seen Type-C. You got a different size strap right there. The other big difference is that the Alpha was a metal band, whereas this is a silicone band. I really liked, actually, the metal band from last year. A lot of people didn't. I did for some reason. But I haven't had any issues with the silicone band, actually. It's super comfortable. I haven't had any issues with it. I really thought I wasn't going to care for it, but I really have no problem with it. It's been great. It really keeps the sweat to a minimum. I've ran with it. The heart rate monitor works good. The pedometer works good. The overall layout of this watch is very nice. It has a very military grade-like look to it. I don't know if that green kind of has anything to do with it, because it is available in black as well, but I wanted to get something different. It does have an always-on display. But there's all of your settings right there and whatnot. Trying to get this to focus here, y'all. I'm sorry. I'm having focusing issues today. But, kind of put it right there so you can kind of see it better there. It's just a nice setup, man. You wear this out and about, it is a head turner. When people see the screen lit and it wraps around your wrist, they're like, man, what in the world is that? And you tell them, man, it's a smartwatch. And it's like, wow. The thing's compatible with iPhone. It works great with Android. I do have an iPhone to try it with. I just haven't really put it through its paces on the iPhone, so I can't really give you an experience on that. iPhones always limit other smartwatches other than their own with the Apple Watch. But yeah, this thing is definitely a head turner. You'll notice that the Alpha, you remember the Alpha actually had a camera module to the right. This one doesn't. As I said, Nubia was very subtle with this one. It's not really a successor, but I really wouldn't quite call it a light variant either of the Alpha, even though it kind of is. It has the same processor, the 2100. I still say they should have went with the 3100 just to make it a successor, but then again, the price point is right, and I'll get to that in a second here. They have a much more subtle silicone band instead of a metal band. The metal band made it look more designer-like, whereas the silicone band gives it that workout look. And it is a smartwatch after all, that you do use to work out, so I get it. And the bands on this are way easier to change. You know, if you want to throw a metal band on this, I don't quite know what would match with that green, but the bands on here are super easy to replace. Unlike the Alpha, they were super hard on the Alpha. This right here uses the little pull pins, just like more modern smartwatches do now. Um, um, you know, and it doesn't have the camera. It doesn't feel as bulky. Like the picture here is it may still look bulky, but the Alpha was even bulkier, and it does not feel bulky when it's on your wrist. These pictures don't do it any justice. It feels fine on your wrist. It feels like it was made for the wrist. Honestly, I mean, it feels great, very comfortable, way more comfortable than the Alpha. And the price point is really kind of where the difference comes in. The Alpha was $450. This is only $220. About half the price. And all you're missing is really the camera module, but you're getting an extra half a gig of RAM. You know, because I really don't think that, you know, I think more people are going to go for the watch bands that this has over the metal. The metal was just my personal preference. I think people are going to prefer this band over the metal because that metal one had a tendency to pull hair out too. I did notice that. You know, always a common issue with metal bands, of course. Those of you that have hairy wrists will know what I'm talking about. But yeah, I mean this watch has been great. It's definitely it's my favorite smartwatch. I have a lot of smartwatches, but this is my favorite one because it gets the most attention. People love it. My only gripe, and this is the same gripe I had out of the previous generation. It doesn't matter if you pull a watch face that says AM or PM. This watch keeps military time, and I have yet to figure out a way to turn it to AM PM. Even if I get a watch face that has the AM PM on it, let's say it's 1:15 p.m. This watch would display 13:15 p.m. And of course, if it's military time, you don't have a use for AM PM. But if you're using AM PM, it doesn't. It's supposed to go to 1 after 12. You know, and that was an issue I had with the Alpha. There was no setting I could freaking find either on the phone app or in the watch itself. The settings on the watch itself. I have looked everywhere. If somebody knows that has these watches, let me know. I have looked on the app and on the watch itself. I can't find it. You know, and this watch is just to say has that same issue. That is my biggest gripe. Other than that, this watch is awesome. You know, so y'all hit me up in the comments. Let me know what y'all think. And I got more videos coming up shortly. Peace.